most oftentimes am.
네, 다시 연승하기 시작을 했습니다. 이재동 선수 원래 거침없기에 대명사 이재동이라고 할 수 있기 때문에 상대팀에서 요즘 가장 주가가 오르고 있는 신대미 선수를
Oh, Lee Jaedong. I guess he is playing today, guys. He's gonna be coming out in set number 1 to play ZVZ against HIVA. So HIVA is gonna have a difficult game ahead of him, but HIVA did make it out of an all Zerg OSL group. An all OSL Zerg group. No. He made it out of a group with Hydra, Sulky, and Shine, coming out second out of that group after the tiebreakers. So his ZVZ is definitely not too shabby at the moment. And I'm sure he's been practicing hard for his OSL match against Zero. So he's probably been mass ZVZing, at least in Brood War recently. But Jaedong, of course, is just legendary for having ridiculously good ZVZ, to the point where Jaedong versus Zerg was considered a separate matchup from normal ZVZ. But anyway, looks like HIVA is going to be the teal Zerg here at the bottom left. That would make Jaedong the white Zerg at the bottom right. We are going to be on Electric Circuit, which is our first map. Okay. Let me adjust a little bit. I'm being a little bit OCD about my overlay. Center. Okay. Actually, maybe I should. Nah, that's okay. Bonjour to mainstream. What is up with all the Flash meme things, like getting out all over the place? Like there was one at MLG. We saw, didn't we see one in like yesterday's Pro League match? Guys, did you not read the mod note? Okay, the mod note says, keep the memes in the damn meme thread or you'll get banned. If the memes leave the meme thread, you get banned. Alright, so that guy holding up a sign, somebody needs to ban that guy from Pro League. Alright, the guy from MLG needs to be banned as well. Okay? The memes stay in the meme thread. These freaking newbies, man. Freaking low post count newbies not reading the mod notes. Terrible. Terrible. Makes Chill's old bones ache, guys. And we don't want that. We like Chill. Yeah, looks like there's a 9-pull gas from HIVA, and I think Jaedong's gonna 12 patch, so this could be a very fast game. Oh dear, Jaedong, why do you even want a 12 patch, man? I mean, it's freaking HIVA. It's not like you need to take a risk. You don't need to be greedy. It's HIVA. That's alright. HIVA just won the game. Now this seems really dumb, by the way. Okay, so basically 9-pull speed, like 12 patch, it's almost impossible to hold off a 9-pull. I say almost impossible because this is Jaedong, so he might actually do it. But in theory, it's basically a free win for the 9-puller if they don't mess anything up. But on the other hand, oh man, so like, he was gonna see this now. He's gonna be so happy. He's probably gonna be giggling to himself like, yeah, free win versus Jaedong. And the reason I really am confused by Jaedong is not only does he not need to take a risk against HIVA, but HIVA also 9-pulled the majority of his ZVZs in the OSL tiebreakers. So I don't know if like Jaedong just didn't watch any of the games or didn't even hear about them. Like even if he didn't watch them, I would have assumed that at least, you know, when he was eating, you know, lunch with his teammates, they'd be like, yo JD, guess what? HIVA made it out of all the Zerg group with Sulky in it and Hydra. And Jaedong would be like, what? How did he do that? And then his teammates would be like, well, he just 9-pulled every game and then he won. And then Jaedong might have took a lesson from that, but now there's Lings running into his base. The thing is, his pool's finished. He's actually cancelled his creep colony. Jaedong actually cancelled his creep. He feels like he can actually hold this off without a sunken. He's actually pulled like every single drone. He's got like 3 drones left mining. This is some pretty insane reaction from Jaedong. I don't know if this is actually a good idea. He just lost 2 drones immediately. He needs his Lings to come out. Looks like HIVA was trying to camp those eggs. He was spawn camping those Zerglings as they popped out of the eggs, and oh man, he's getting so many free kills here. His Lings are so much more efficient than Jaedong's. Now they also have speed. I think Jaedong is just dead here. Oh god. HIVA was looking nervous there, but HIVA's got this, man. HIVA got this in the bag. He got this in the bag. Oh, Jaedong's gonna lose more drones.
근데 이렇게만 돌아다니면 자원을 채취하지 못하고.
See, oh man, I think he should have just let the sunken finish and canceled his natural hatchery. I don't know if he had time to do that when the lings were coming in, but he could have just sacked the natural hatchery because now he's gonna lose completely. Whereas if he'd sacked the natural, maybe he could like turtle up and come back. Like we saw that kind of response from Zero last season in Pro League, which was like an amazing game. Actually, it was Hiva as well. Hiva 9 pulled Zero on Outlier last season, and Zero 12 hatched. And Zero just let the hatchery get to like 99%, let the Zerglings attack it, and then he canceled it, and he had a sunken in his main, and then he like turtled up and he came back. It was sick. It was sick. Ooh, one hit left on that drone. That's not good. But anyway, so the Spire's like more than halfway done. Jaedong is like not even close to a Spire. He's gonna have a lair, so he's gonna need to get spore colonies. But he's already lost a bunch of drones. Now the thing is, Jaedong, he lost several drones, but obviously going 12 hatch against 9 pool, you have more drones anyway. So he's not. Holy sh! That is a lot of drones. What the hell? Wait, why does Jaedong have like 80 million drones? This is like the most drones I've ever seen in a ZVZ, and that's after he already lost a bunch. What? Has he just like only been making drones? I bet Hiva, he ran that Zergling and he's like, wait a minute, what's going on here, Jaedong? Why do you have so many drones? Oh, Jaedong was not paying attention there though. Does lose one drone to a Zergling. But looks like the Link's going into the natural now. They're going to try and snipe some more drones. At least a nice mining time. Evolution Taper at the front. That positioning is going to help block Zergling run-bys and whatnot. But 3 mutas are already on the way. Where are the spore colonies? Those creep colonies are on the way. That timing is so close, but I think it's good. Because when the creep finishes, the spore will morph very, very quickly from the creep. So Jaedong will actually be fine here for the time being. And his economy is actually way better than Hiva's. Even though he had to make these spore colonies, he's actually got like, you know, well, okay, not quite 1 drone per mineral, but almost. And that is pretty good in a ZVZ. Anyway, so he's just gonna go for these overlords. Of course, he knows that Jaedong's timing should be correct here, and he should have spore colonies in place, so his mutas likely won't do that much damage. Meanwhile, Jaedong has a good number of links actually out on the map, so he's kind of scaring Hiva's links away. He's trying to deny this hatchery. Actually, he's probably gonna just target it. Yep, he's gonna force a cancel there. He even knows. So very nice moves by Jaedong. I gotta say, Jaedong is actually playing this quite beautifully. His early reaction, that was so interesting. He pulled like, you know, 9 or 10 drones. He only left a couple mining, and just like a hardcore defense of the natural. Man, that's Jaedong, man. It's Jaedong. Who needs a sunken when you got drones? Anyway, it looks like he's gonna double gas now. Well, not double gas, he took his main gas a little while ago, but he's gonna take his natural gas pretty quickly as well. He's gonna try and catch up on the gas count. And this is actually looking pretty nice for Jaedong. I gotta say, because Hiva's natural hatchery is only going up here. I wish we could get another count of Hiva's drones. I'm very interested to see how many drones exactly he has. Because I feel like Jaedong, despite making all these random buildings, like he's making another spore at his natural, it still has like way more drones than Hiva. Like he's still ahead on supply, right? So Jaedong's at 27 supply, Hiva's at 25, and Hiva's got a ton of supply in Mutalisks. So just some good stuff from Jaedong. Meanwhile, looks like he's gonna go in here again, but no, there's too many mutas here, so he knows he can't actually force another cancel on the hatchery. Gonna have to run those guys away, just split those out across the map. We see Hiva can't actually afford to chase the lings too far, because Jaedong could just send in a second group of lings and kind of backstab at the natural and force a cancel there. See, look at this, Jaedong just running out with multiple groups of lings here, doing some sick multitask. And now the muta's chasing that group, this group goes back, but there are reinforcing mutas. So that's not really gonna work. But you can just tell that Hiva was not paying attention at that point. But oh no, looks like Hiva gonna find a bit of an opening here. The second spore colony not quite done. He's gonna try and micro down some of these drones. That spore colony, the bottom spore colony, is also very, very far to the left. But anyway, Hiva reducing the drone count here. He's got quite a few mutas in that clump. These lings are gonna go in. Oh man, Jaedong's spore colony, his placement is not perfect there. Well, I mean, it's not bad, but it's just like, it's a little bit too far left of the minerals for both of them, so the mutas can kind of sneak in the back and start sniping these drones. Actually, I guess the bottom one's fine, because it does kind of cover the bottom right corner there. I don't think mutas can kind of like, just sit in the corner. So that the bottom one is actually a good placement, but the top one maybe should have put it like on the right a little bit more. But then on the other hand, if he put it to the right more, I think he would have lost the spawning pool, because the spawning pool was kind of in that usual SimCity placement on the left of the extractor. So now that I think about it, maybe that would also be bad. Either way, it's like, you know, it's like rock on a hard place for Jaedong. So losing a bunch of drones there, looks like he's starting to mass out some Scourge. Heba's finally pulled ahead in supply now. He's at 37 to 29. He's now mining his second gas. That's pretty important. So going to be able to mass up those mutas. I wonder if he's getting an upgrade as well. It's very likely that Heba's also started an upgrade, so his upgrades will be ahead of Jaedong's. So it looks like he's going to try and do some micro against this extractor. But that's 4 colony, very nicely placed here. The overload's even coming out for Jaedong to just kind of obscure things, I guess. Or maybe he just right-clicked him there by accident. But it looks like this extractor might actually go down. Jaedong trying to deny it though, and it looks like he may deny it. It's very, very close. No! The extractor does get taken down, but a few Scourge do land. Unfortunately, I don't think it's enough. Unfortunately for Jaedong, that is. And now this is going to be very, very difficult. I mean, because he was already behind on the gas count. He was trying to catch up. He was trying to catch up on the Muta and Scourge count, but yeah, as I said, Hiva already has a +1 attack upgrade on his Mutas. It's very interesting that they went for +1 attack rather than +1 carapace. +1 attack is usually what you get when you're like trying to hit some nice timing with your Muta, and you just go in as soon as +1 finishes, because +1 carapace is generally better than +1 attack in the large Muta on Muta engagements, just because it gets applied each time there's a bounce hit from the glaive worms. But the +1 attack is slightly cheaper and it finishes slightly faster. So like if you go for +1 attack and your opponent goes for +1 carapace, like hypothetically you're doing the same build, you go +1 attack, the other guy goes +1 carapace, and like you attack as soon as your +1 attack is done, you'll win the fight because his carapace isn't finished yet. But if it's +1 attack versus +1 carapace, the carapace guy will win. With, you know, equal mutant numbers and all that. Anyway. Keep it going in once again. Wait, why was there a drone there? Do you guys see that? There's like a random drone out there. I don't even know whose drone that was. I think that must have been Jaedong's drone. That'd be hilarious if Hiva's drone just like walked all the way to Jaedong's natural. Meanwhile, if you actually look on the minimap, Hiva's got a bunch of overlords kind of meandering over to the top left, whereas Jaedong's overlords are all kind of chilling in his base, which is very interesting. So usually when you stack mutas, you use a faraway overlord to stack them. That's how the magic boxing technique works. You group your clump of air units with a faraway overlord, and they'll all stack together. So you need to constantly be switching out overlords. Otherwise, you know, if you only have the same overlord in the group, eventually it'll work its way over to where you're microing. But Jaedong doesn't have any faraway overlords because he can't really, you know, it's too risky for him because he doesn't have map control. So if he has overlords running around, they could get killed. But hold that thought, Jaedong moving in here with a pretty big air force, and Hiva looks like for some reason he has an inferior air force, even though he's ahead on supply. But it looks like we're gonna have a big engagement. A lot of Scourge are there. How many are gonna hit? It looks like Hiva doesn't take too much damage from the Scourge and will now start chasing down Jaedong's mutants. But Jaedong doing some nice Scourge interceptions here, getting a lot of Scourge hits on those mutas. Hiva got a little bit too bold there, was not very cost efficient losing those mutas to Scourge, but it looks like he will force JD back. But look at this, Jaedong actually has +1 carapace on his mutas. Jaedong went for the +1 carapace, but unfortunately for him, he's down to 25 supply against the 44 supply of Hiva. He's taking his back mineral only though. Oh, and one thing, one last point about that stacking thing with the overlords. I feel like Jaedong might actually be stacking with larva or something, and not overlords, or he's just like switching the overlords out very, very, not quickly, but he's like constantly cycling overlords, which, I mean, for someone with Jaedong's technical ability, I wouldn't be surprised, but uh-oh, that's not good. Why is that drone going there? What the, did he mess up a rally point? Wait, what's happening here? Anyway, was he like trying to trick things in through the back or something? I don't know, but this 4 colony is about to die here. Oh man, Jaedong's trying to protect it, he's getting a second creep colony. And that drone is just chilling there. I think what might have happened is actually he was using larva to stack his mutalisks, like I said, and then that larva that he was using to stack, he used it to make a drone, and then didn't realize that the drone finished, so then he right-clicked over there while he was microing his muta, and the drone actually just walked over there. Which, I mean, that's what happens when you use larva. That's why people generally use overlords and not larva, even though you can actually stack with larva. Anyway, Jaedong is pretty dead here. He's gonna lose his gas once again. He lost that second creep colony. He lost a bunch of drones there to the splash. He's got a random... Look, he's got like random drones everywhere now. Oh man, Jaedong is kind of falling apart. I don't know what's going on. Look at this. Look. He was like, wait, why is there a drone here? What? Huh? Anyway, it looks like Jaedong's sending out a couple of Zerglings to check out whether Hiva's expanding. Hiva is in fact expanding to the 9 o'clock. And that's going to make Jaedong's mineral only expansion not very useful. See, Hiva's going to get a gas expansion. But Jaedong's expansion is finished already. I mean, you know, the minerals... I mean, he does kind of need to rebuild some spore colonies, remake some drones, so I guess that'll help, but... Yeah... I mean, yeah. I don't. Jaedong, he made a good show of coming back. I actually thought he had come back from a build order disadvantage there, 12 patch against 9 pool. But, yeah, this is not going to happen. He's like stuck on 1 gas right now. That's the crucial thing. He's got 3 bases, but only 1 gas. And gas is really the only thing you need at this point to be massing Mutas and Scourge. Like, you can make a bunch of Zerglings and do some funny stuff with that, but that's pretty situational. Like, he can try and do some kind of cool Zergling backstab while Hiva's microing the Mutas as natural or something. But, you know, in the long term, Hiva's just going to keep massing more and more Mutas, and Jaedong can't, obviously, because he can't get his gas. Anyway, he's making a couple more creeps here. Doesn't want to give this up. And whoa! Idiot Scourge! They were actually going over to try and snipe a Muta as it pops out of eggs. And then they just didn't realize they could have got a free Muta in transit. Anyway, it looks like Hiva doesn't even care about spore colonies anymore. He's A-moving, but it looks like Jaedong going for the backstab. Hiva actually, I think, realizes what's going on here, but Jaedong just GG's out! Jaedong with a very peculiar GG timing there. I mean, he was holding on so much, and then all of a sudden he's just like, oh, no, never mind, GG. I mean, he has been dead for like, you know, 5 minutes now. So I'm curious why he chose that time to GG. I guess when he saw that Hiva had enough Mutas to just start A-moving his spore colonies, he's just like, ah, screw it. So Hiva gonna take game number 1. I mean, as I said in the beginning, he's probably been practicing some, you know, doing some major ZVZ practice in the team house because of his OSL match that is today against Zero, the round of 8 match.